Hey guys, welcome back. This is another amazing show of Real Estate Uncensored. I have Coach Kyle Draper. I have Mr. Gene Volpe. I have Mr. Nick Sakis. We're going to crush skulls and make lives better, all hanging out with you guys, of course. But I want to go directly to Mr. Nick Sakis. You have been incredibly gifted in regards to building businesses and niche audiences. So I want you to give me one thought. I'm going to go to Gene, and then I want Coach Kyle to take it from there. So, Kyle, Nick, what's your first thought?
I'm so excited for this because I just found out recently, before this episode, that our fearless leader, Mr. Greg McDaniel, is a skydiver, and I had no idea.
What?
And we've known each other for years. And I was just talking shit about all the people that are posting videos on TikTok of cave diving and crawling through 10-inch holes, and they must be out of their mind. And then I find out one of my best friends likes to jump out of airplanes. So in today's episode, right now, we're going to talk about how to market yourself to a hyper niche audience. And I think this is going to be really exciting. Each one of us are going to have some really cool takeaways. And yeah, I can't wait to get this moving.
Gene Volpe. Hello, my friend.
Well, I could say that I knew you were and I'm doing something here on purpose here. I knew you were a licensed skydiver. I did not know that you were a trainer instructor, which scares the living
I'm a trainer instructor
Jesus
in real
out of
estate.
me. What?
Trainer instructor in real estate, not in skydiving.
Oh,
I am.
Thank God. I was going to say, how many bodies do we have?
No,
many. But I yield the rest of my time from the gentleman from Keller, Texas.
That is Mr. Coach Kyle.
Oh,
hey
yo,
coming in hot,
gentlemen.
Dude, if you guys don't know who Coach Kyle is, he is a phenomenal national speaker. He's been written in 99.999% of all the biggest, op-eds that you can ever imagine.
All the leather-bound books in the world.
All the leather-bound books.
You guys.
And by the way, he's one hell of a nice dude. And he's going to spend a couple of minutes with us, and he's got to jump to another appointment. But Kyle, welcome, brother. Good to see you, man.
It's great to see you guys. Thank you for having me. What an honor to be back.
You're correct.
The honor is ours. Oh my gosh.
No. It's okay that the honor's his.
Yeah, it should.
Yeah,
the honor is mine, as it should be, right?
All right, for 5 minutes.
Gene.
For 5 minutes. I'm sorry.
All right, let's talk about this. Kyle, you're very astute when it comes to niche marketing, coaching, training, everything else. What's something that you would tell somebody in 2023 and beyond how to kind of niche down into something like Nick was talking about, skydiving or scuba diving or kiteboarding or cooking cakes or whatever it is? How would you niche down? How would you coach people to build that tribe around them?
I think the easiest way is to just stop being all about business, right? Like we watch Nick on social media. He gives us an incredible front row seat to his health journey. And as a fellow fat guy, like that's inspiring to me. And I learn and it connects me to him deeper than just, okay, cool. Nick's a marketing guy. When I need that, I'll maybe come back to him if I even remember. And so it's showcasing our humanity to people. Guys, yesterday, so we are, I guess I'm the only one on here in Texas. It takes about 3 snowflakes for the Texas school system to just go, shut it down. It is not safe.
Not today.
And so today is day 2 of being snowed in. Tomorrow will already be day 3 of being snowed in with air quotes, because there is no snow out there. There's just a couple inches of ice. And so yesterday, my daughter and I are walking down the sidewalk, just, adventuring through the snow. And I just did a video in my gear, like my snow gear. I've got a beanie on. My beard was not brushed or groomed. And I just jumped on and was like, guys, if you're a parent and you are a business person, listen to this. And I just did a quick little rant about how we need to be able to take moments to be present with our kids instead of always working really hard to buy presents for our kids.
Oh,
I
like that.
And guys, in less than 24 hours, that video was at almost 4,000 views, dozens and dozens and dozens of comments. And if I would have just posted a social media tip, it probably would have had 300.
Yep.
Well, you are wearing a very
Relatable.
funny hat in that video, which does
Let-
not. It does help.
But that's true. That 100%. Like I started to leave. My
That's
wife was
awesome.
like, "You know, that's a kid's hat," and I was like, "Yes, that's why I'm wearing this.
That's why it's funny.
Because it looks ridiculous. Fat
It's like
guy
the
in a
people
little
love it.
hat.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
right. That's where I was going. Wait, let me jump in here real quick. I want to do two things. So, two things that Kyle just said that really made me excited. So, in Texas, they're shutting schools down because of 3 snowflakes. I've heard things like that before. That state will be crippled for 6 months if there's an inch of snow.
No doubt.
In Philadelphia, and I'm getting this in Philadelphia and surrounding areas, they are already dictating that there's a 2-hour school delay the day after the Super Bowl, so parents can watch the Super Bowl with their kids.
Yes.
That's the difference between Texas and Pennsylvania. The other thing is, Nick, I want to ask you a question. So, Greg, throw us up here real quick. So, did you know, like what Kyle just said about watching your videos? Did you know that was happening? Or have you guys talked about the fact that he actually
not
no.
real? I mean, obviously we've
We
talked about weight
we've
loss
talked a little
before,
bit
but
about it.
yeah.
And that's because you guys are actually like in space together, right? You've done stuff. But my point there is that, and I know this from personal experience, and it's humbling and it's weird at the same time, where you do something from a personal perspective for 4 months, and somebody comes out of the woodwork and they go, "I got to tell you something. I'm so glad you've been putting those out." And you're like, "Hold up, you're actually watching my junk? That's incredible." People make the mistake of thinking nobody gives a crap about what they're posting, and it's so not true. If you're consistent and you do it for a long enough time, people come out of the woodwork to tell you how great you are.
Well, and Gene, my favorite thing about what you're saying is, why do we not talk more about how like views are human beings?
Yeah.
Right.
They
So
are.
if your video gets 100 views, your first thought is, what a freaking loser. I suck.
Right.
Like, I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah.
But if somebody was like, "Hey, Nick, could you fly out and come to an event? We're going to have 100 people in the room, and we'd love for you to talk about ads and talk about marketing."
Yeah.
We're not going to go, "Oh no, I'm too big for that."
Only
I'm
100.
not.
I can't show up unless there's 1,000 people.
So
you would never.
we've
never say
totally
that.
we've perverted
Yeah.
the way we see it on social media. And so I love when I do a video that gets 84 views and 1 comment, 83 people watch that long enough to show up as a view that probably found value in what I said. They just didn't stop and tell me about it.
Yep.
That is a phenomenal viewpoint, because I mean, that's something, Kyle, that I've been struggling with in regards to view counts. Because I remember when Facebook Live and everything came out originally, I was getting easily 2,500 to 10,000 views per video that I did, right?
Yep.
And I felt very good with myself because I'm like, oh, look at how good this is. But they were 90% bots. But now it's really kind of, disseminated down into the fact that, like you're saying, like a view is a human. And so now when I get 100, 200, 300, 500, wherever the view count is, it's humbling and honoring to the fact that someone took time out of their life to just click on the link and just see what I might be saying or what my guest and my co-host would be saying. I'm not the smartest guy in the room, ladies and gentlemen, by far.
Not even in this room, which is terrible.
All right, Gene, shut up.
And that's saying something. Listen, you want to talk about something funny? Go get yourself a 17-year-old or a 14-year-old girl to let you know how shitty you are on social media.
Yeah.
Dad,
Okay, we're going to make that very clear that we're not in child trafficking. We're just talking about having kids.
Jesus.
Hey,
well, Kyle, we know you got to jump, dude. So we'll respect your time. Can you give us one hot take? So we need 2 things. We need one hot take from you, your best advice for 2023 for niche audience building, and then a color for a bow on this show when we wrap it up.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, a hot take. I'm not really a hot take guy. I guess, you know what my hot take is? That I'm cheering for the Eagles in the Super Bowl. As a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan.
There we go.
I'm cheering for the Eagles.
That's why you're on this show right now, honestly.
It's disgusting. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit when I said that.
Dude, if we could only pan your screen up and see how many Cowboys hats are behind you, there's probably 100.
You know what's so sad? I don't know where it is. I actually have a Super Bowl hat from the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And it's falling apart because that's how long ago we were relevant to anybody.
Yeah.
My tip is this. those of you that are heavily invested or know you need to be invested into more video content, stop just creating short form content and lean into using long form content to then create your short form content.
Excellent.
Oh,
I
heard
like that
before.
one.
Holy shit.
Yeah, hot
Right?
tip.
Because otherwise you're
Hold
completely
on, hold
robbing
on.
yourself of YouTube.
Hold on. We got to go back. We're gonna spotlight you because we have to use this as a marketing thing because that's too damn good not to let it happen. There it is. All right, Kyle, what's your takeaway?
My 23 takeaway for you guys is this. If you're invested in video already, or you know you are going to invest in video this year, do not fall victim to just investing in short form content because it's what we see as the sexiest thing right now. Long form isn't going away. YouTube isn't going away. And for most of these of the listeners to this show, you guys aren't performers. You're not comedians. You're educators. So get in front of a camera, educate, add value, tell stories, put it on YouTube, and then chop it up for TikToks and Reels. And that will save you so much time, yet put you on every platform this year.
And that is why he is Coach Kyle Draper, ladies and
Bingo,
gentlemen.
bango.
I love you guys.
Christmas. All right, go do your thing, my friend. We're blessed and
Are we
better off to
Cowboys
have you
blue
with
still?
us.
Or what color did you say?
Yeah, I
Oh,
would be blue for
You
sure.
never gave
Yeah,
us a color.
he's Cowboys blue.
You know what? I'm going to go royal blue for the Mavericks. So
there you
screw
go.
the
Okay.
Cowboys. You hot take number 2.
Nice.
I've been saying that
Royal
for
blue.
47 years.
Stop it. I don't mean it the way you mean it. I still love them. They just
That's
break my
true.
heart.
That is true.
Kyle,
All right, bye, guys.
Have a
See you,
blessed day,
Katie.
brother.
See you,
Talk to you
buddy.
soon. Later, bud. Okay,
So fun.
I
That was
love
good.
him.
He's the man.
Yeah, good, very good stuff. Royal blue. I'm going to mark that down here for our notes.
We're gonna change it to Eagles green. Just so because he's not on here to fight me.
He's not on
We're
it
gonna
anymore.
change it.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
All right, so let's continue that conversation a little bit in regards to kind of where his mindset was going. Nick and Gene, give me your thoughts on kind of because Kyle's on fire, and I want to really emphasize the fact that like he is a coach, he is a trainer, he's a national speaker, and we're so happy to have him. But I want to add on to kind of what he's saying with our own different personal opinions. So, Nick, what's your personal opinion on kind of what Kyle was saying?
I love the going long form. So I'm actually doing this right now. You guys can see this overnight success. I'm launching a brand new podcast here coming up in a couple weeks, all in a time where everybody's focused on TikToks and Reels and Shorts and everything else. We're going the opposite direction because it is fuel to the fire, right? So what we're going to do is record really good podcast episodes and cut it up because right now is almost like direct mail for the real estate industry. So everybody went to social media, to Facebook ads, and now they're in TikTok and everything. And the people who abandoned direct mail are starting to go back to direct mail and really get listings with direct mail. It's kind of an old school approach. Podcasting is at that, or long form YouTube videos are kind of at that stage too, where it's kind of like they were abandoned for a little while. But there's never been a better time than right now with the supporting roles of short form video content to drive people back to that channel as it is right now. So I 100% agree with Kyle. I don't know if he knows that I'm launching a new podcast, but I am, and basically going on that same thought process of, for the most part, you guys, if you want to create a lot of content, you're probably a lot better talking to someone like this on camera than you are like or you're talking in a group rather than just talking at your camera for 30 seconds or a minute. That's a learned muscle. That's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to entertain somebody in 30 seconds. So if you know that, but you're good on Zoom with people, starting that long form content and then chopping it up is a really good idea.
Love it. Gene, what's your takeaway?
Come on, man. Do you remember why we started calling me the evil bald ninja?
Because you're evil and bald, but
Why
not
else?
evil.
What's
but
the ninja
bald.
part of it?
Chop
And
it.
the ninja part is because you slice and dice all the different content and you push it out to different social media channels, which you did for me and have done for me for
We
years.
talked about this for fucking 9 years.
I know.
Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. And here's the other thing. Here's the one thing I say. Nick
And you're
said this.
devastatingly handsome, by the way.
That's a good point. I do appreciate that. I also think what Nick said in a roundabout way, he didn't say this exactly, but this is what he meant. is
Please
that
clean
everything's
it up
cyclical.
for me, dude. Yeah,
What
clean it up.
it's cyclical, right? Like you just basically said, and Kyle said the same thing. Just because TikTok 1-minute videos, here's a perfect example. The TikTok 30-second videos that everybody's consuming now is right now, right? But have you noticed they extended the videos to 1 minute, 3 minutes, and 10 minutes?
Yeah.
You saw that, right? Why is that? Because nobody's watching the 10-minute videos? No. Pete, there's always going to be room for longer form content. If you start with the longer form content, it's always easier to break it down into shorter content. Right? Just
'Cause
you're just cleaning your to-do list up that way. That's all.
That's a good point. One of the things that the system that we use called StreamYard, their new recording side on the back end, they will automatically allow you to rip out the audio and the video and use them separately from each other. And so I think that doing that, you can create a podcast out of that. You can then upload to YouTube off of that. You can slice and dice it with the Evil Bald Ninja and Mr. Nick Sakis, and just really kind of become more visible. Visibility is the biggest play in real estate. If you're not visible to your clientele, then they think you're just sailing off in your 150,000-foot yacht, sipping champagne and eating caviar. In reality, you're eating bag lunches, sitting at your desk, stressing out, eating, taking, hair pills,
Yeah.
which didn't work out for Gene so well.
Wow.
At night.
Wow.
Fired.
Wow.
Shots
You know how
fired.
sensitive I am about that, and you put that out there.
Shots fired.
Wow.
I couldn't help myself. There's a reason why. My girlfriend thinks I'm going bald, which I'm not going bald. But the thing is like being really relevant and being visible at all times. I mean, all jokes aside, Gene is the Evil Bald Ninja. He chops and everything up and puts it out all over the place. Nick is an absolute master of marketing. And employ someone like that to get out there, because your competition is either going to do it or they're not. But why don't you get in front of it?
Well, let me piggyback on something there. You talk about lunches in a brown paper bag, so immediately it brings me back to what Kyle was talking about. He immediately went to me and sharing my weight loss journey. Like me and
That's
Kyle
true.
are
He
marketing
did.
guys.
He
Me and
did.
Kyle are marketing guys. I do share a lot about weight loss, right? And it's a big portion of my life, and that's why I share it, because it has a lot of relatability. If I just came on my Facebook page every day and talked about ninja marketing hacks, like Gene might like that, but then 99% of the other people in my audience would not. And so what I implore you to do for 2023, and that's the title of this, is how to market your business to a niche audience. That niche audience should be something that you enjoy. So we joked around, I enjoy moving my health forward and really focusing on different ways and tactics. Like right now I'm using my Fitness Pal, I'm tracking everything, and it's evolved from where it was 2 years ago, but people are following me on that journey. And the funny part is I post what I eat every single day on my Facebook page. And there's many, many days where there's 0 likes, 0 loves, 0 comments. But I'll go into the analytics and I'll see that post was viewed and interacted by hundreds of people. 300, 400, 500 people are clicking and looking at what I posted, but they're not sharing. And so what that tells me, and this brings to another level, and I'll try to tie this in. Maybe Gene will help me tie this all in his segment. But when you post something, we want immediate results, right? We intend that, I spent a long time on this video concept and I put it out there and nobody's watching it. People are watching it. But the difference is not everybody's commenting. So here's the first part. If somebody doesn't like or love something, they could just be busy. So they didn't have time, or they're in between appointments or whatever. They could be at a doctor's office. They could be picking up their kid. They might have seen your video and they liked it, but they didn't use their fat thumb to press like because they were just in between something, right? So think about that. Number one, I'm in between something because it's social media, and that's why I didn't like your video, but I watched it. Number two, not getting any comments. The comments reflect back on the people who are commenting. So people might be digging what you're putting out. They might be liking and following what you're saying and agree with you, but they're not going to put it out to the world publicly in their own voice on your post because they're afraid. to voice their opinion, and them agreeing with you and voice their opinion. So I say all of that to say that the niche audience, this thing that you believe in, I believe in weight loss. I believe in sharing what I am doing. And I think it helps other people. I know it helps other people, which is why I do it. I'm not looking for the comments. I'm not looking for the likes. I'm not looking for the shares. That's irrelevant to me. I know people are interacting with it. And then when I have private conversations, like when I talk to Kyle and he goes, I'm following everything you're doing. Kyle's not commenting on my shit.
Right.
He's not liking every one of my posts,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the first thing he thought of. So like with Greg, with the skydiving stuff, if you love to do that, and Greg does a really good job of talking about his dogs or his dog, the influence the dog has, all the stuff that he does, taking the dog park, like all that stuff. So whatever you're doing in your life, you share that with your audience, which is social media, and then you're inviting people into your world. And that's what builds the trust and relationship. And then you just happen to be the real estate agent that they need to use when it's time.
Yeah. It's relatability, like you said, 100%. I think that's really an interesting point. I have a
So you create.
lot.
I'm sorry, Greg. Let me say one more thing.
Continue, my friend. I'm sorry.
You attract the niche by either being or becoming the niche. So that's the key part. It's not fakery, right? It's not just let me try 100 different things. It's what are you doing right now? We're going to lean into the skydiving thing. I think there's going to be a lot of fun coming here if you follow our episodes. Some marketing stuff we're going to do with the skydiving, but lean into whatever activities you're doing other than real estate, because that's how you create the following.
It's niches. Snitches get stitches, but niches make millions.
Okay.
Was that Tupac?
Yeah, it was.
That
Glad you
was
caught that.
Fupac.
But guys, I mean, go out there and just figure that out. Have fun with it. It doesn't have to be anything that Nick or Gene and I or any of our viewers or listeners are into. But if you want to bake cakes, if you want to walk dogs, if you want to pet goldfish, if you want to become the master Italian chef that Gene would have over to cook for his family,
we still need more of those videos.
We do. We really do, actually. Go out there and just do it. Start just 2023, 2024, 2025, and so on and so forth. Really just start having fun with your business growth and do things that you really like doing. And the people, your tribe, everyone will come to surround you and they'll back you and they'll support you. But if you keep trying to be like Bob down the aisle, it's going to be a rough road, man. It's going to be a really rough road. So if you don't want to do
Bob's
video,
still at Remax for 2023, or did he switch?
Bob's a dick. He's still at fucking Remax. So fuck Bob at Remax. Gene, final thoughts, and we're out of here.
Yeah, chop up that content, long form into short. Go 2023. What?
Wow.
Gene, do you have any apps, any ninja things that you use on the back end that could help people chop up content besides hiring?
Great question.
Not really. I mean, I use InShot for a lot of different things on my phone.
Paused.
What's the matter?
Or my paused.
You're paused.
No.
Yeah, you just stopped. I have InShot on my phone that I use for shorter content that I'm messing around with when I'm sitting in church.
Yeah.
When I'm sitting in church and getting bored. I'm kidding. I don't do that because I don't go to church. But I do actually.
Zinger.
I'm just right. I'm just
wow. We're not going to say that one live on air. Oh
no,
shit, we're live on air.
Listen, you don't know if I go to church or not. It's nobody's business. But I don't. That, and honestly, I actually usually just after the final video is edited, I bring it down into my iMovie and just chop it. I mean, it's easy to do. That's really the challenge becomes either while you're in the moment marking the spots that you want to use, or having to go back and re-listen and picking out the spots that you want to use. Once you know you're getting a minute 18 to a minute 40, and you have the bumpers that you want to use and all the lower thirds and the graphics and all that shit, it becomes a template. It's simple at that point, but it's the getting to that point that can be a little bit painful.
Greg's muted.
I think he's probably taking a phone call.
Oh.
So it's on you.
For me, I'll say Descript is probably
I do use Descript.
The biggest sleeper as far as ease.
Do you use that to edit the video, or are you just transcribing?
Both.
Oh, you do?
I originally started using Descript like 2 years ago just for transcription because that's kind of what they came out as, right?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they put their video editing stuff in there, and it's really good. So one of the things that I use all of the time, besides my barking dog, you guys can probably hear, is there's a one-click button in Descript that you upload a whole video, it transcribes it, and then it gets rid of all the ums.
Yep.
Or it'll clean up the longer pauses. So like literally with one click of a button, it will just delete all of your ums and ahs and pauses. So like one thing I would do with my clients, I would tell them all the time when you're recording something, don't stop the recording, don't mess up, figure out a way, and you can use a clicker, you can use your hands and clap, and just stop and pause and then continue going. And so you used to have to go into editing software and you would see the spike, and then you can edit off of that with Descript. If it senses that long pause, it'll just cut it out.
It's crazy. No, it is crazy.
So like it's really, really good at that, number one. And then number two, you can edit a video by looking at the words.
Yeah,
so you don't even have to, you don't have to mess with the video. You just know that this one sentence I messed up, and you literally highlight it and click delete, and then it chops the video for you.
Yeah, you know where that's good for us. So it's actually editing backwards. You're editing off the audio, not off the video, right? And when we do it, so there's certain podcasts that I do that I produce that people will come on, and at the end of it, they'll go, "Oh, I said one of my clients' names. How do I get that out of there?" It's really good for that.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. Because you delete the client's name and it deletes the corresponding spot in the video to explain it to people that maybe don't understand what that means.
Yeah.
No, wait. One quick. Sorry, Greg. We're just last to Descript. Do you use the paid version or the freebie?
Paid.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
I
started for a while using free. Then I started using it more and more, and I'm like, oh, this is like, because the video editor in me was like, this is a hack.
Right.
Like, and then I started using it a couple times, and I'm like, oh, well, this is a lot of time saving. Like, maybe I should pay more attention to this and get my ego out of the way.
And you learned it, and it was good for you.
Yeah. But it's really good for anybody who asks me like the video editing software they should use. I automatically tell them Descript, because you don't have to be a video editor.
Nice.
You just have to know how to read. Like literally.
Let's get the guys on from Descript.
Oh, really? Really? You had to go back to reading? Really? With the dyslexic on the show?
It's fairly important in our society and world today.
No, audiobooks.
That's
very
true.
easy.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go back and listen to that portion. Sorry, I had to get that door. So we're gonna put a Bucks red and an Eagles green bow on the show. Is that what we're still gonna do?
We're gonna do don't forget, it's been so long since we dropped Kyle. He said he wants to use the Eagles silver. And I said Eagles green. So the Eagles green.
He said royal blue. He said royal blue.
He said royal blue for the Mavericks, and Gene is making up stories right now.
That's not true. Go back and look at the tape.
I have to check the script.
I will bet my left pinky on this. He said royal blue.
He said green. He said Eagles green.
He did not.
He said, since you're my favorite ball guy on this show, I'm going to go with you. And
none of this is true.
Go Birds. Go Birds.
Yeah. Fly away, you little tweet. All right, so we're gonna do. Are we still doing Bucks red? Are we still doing that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do Bucks red, royal blue.
Wait, real quick. Are the Bucks actually red? Because I haven't seen them play in 4 weeks. Oh God, keep going. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen them.
Oh, nice. That was good.
Zing!
Very good ending.
I'm sorry, Nick.
I will no.
Oh, the
credit where credit is due. That was good.
And the brotherhood is hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, so without Gene interrupting us again, we're gonna do Bucks red, Eagles green, royal blue, and I don't even know what I'm gonna do. 49ers red, even though we got our asses handed to us last Sunday, but we love you guys. Thanks for watching. Follow Nick Sakis, follow Gene Volpe, follow Kyle Draper on any of their social media channels. Get in touch with them. They have incredible services that can help you guys build your business. And if you like us, just share us a little bit and give us a like on all social media platforms. But until next show, peace out, ninjas. We gone.